Hi, I'm Robert Begley, day 798 of my video challenge. Just finished a fascinating book by incredible lead singer Ronnie James Dio and what is it? Rainbow Dark. I first heard of him when he took over. Um, well, he started a band called Rainbow, Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. So this is the mid 1970s. And I was in a band and I tried to sing one of their songs called Long Live Rock and Roll. And I could not. I was like out of breath, gasping. And he was probably one of the toughest singers for me to impersonate. But his story, I never really knew much about his story except that he died. He also sang in Black Sabbath. He replaced Ozzy Osbourne. So he replaced two of the great singers, Ian Gillan and Deep Purple. And then, although he never sang for Purple directly, but by playing with Richie Blackmore, he did. And then eventually he got his own band called Dio. And his goal was to play in Madison Square Garden, have his own name on the marquee. But it's a fascinating story because he grew up in upstate New York, had a long Italian name, which he shrunk down. Someone recommended he shrank it down, and he chose the name Dio, which means God in Italian. But also, there were some mob connections in Miami that he was loose about taking advantage of, even though he had no interest in that side of the world. And but you learned he was an avid reader. He loved writing, and some of his lyrics are they're like fantasy, medieval, somewhat mystical, but always aspirational. That's one of the things about Dio that always appealed to me. And I remember when he died, like 2008, 2009 or 10, maybe 10. And he got cancer and he shrunk. He's very thin, and it was sad. 67 years old, so he had a rock and roll life. Never did drugs. Smoked pot sometimes, but no real drugs. And his wife was his manager, the band manager. So, fascinating story about the man. And the last time I thought about him was when I saw back in, I think it was 2011, the first Atlas Shrugged movie, the least bad of the three films. And the end credits go by, and it's the producers of this film would like to thank the following. And there are names of people, some people with deep pockets, and I see Ronnie James Dio's names there, and I was like, wow. And apparently, then I did some research saying he helped. When they were in financial straits, he came through. So kudos to you, James Ronnie Dio, because at least you, despite the image maybe of being into some of this, witches and warlocks and kind of mystic stuff, you promoted a book based on reason. So I'm grateful to that, but many other things. Highly recommend the book. Listen to some of his music, and we will see you tomorrow.